Okay, hi students, how are you? It's good to see you back again. I hope everyone is feeling all right. We are now in week 2 and we with this material, English 1 for Diploma 3 KU31101, and with me, Miss Mona Sapasaribu. We are going to discuss about the material for week 2, and the topic is about academic life. Okay, so this video is going to be watched during the theory session, so please be ready for watching this video. So as you can see here, the outline for this video is we're going to have a quick review on the material we had last week, and then we talk about the objective of the lesson, and then we're discussing about the academic life as the topic for this week, and then we will discuss about the grammar, which is about the imperative. So a very quick review, everyone, from the last week's material. I have a question over here. What do you do when you want to initiate a conversation with someone new? So we learned from last week that there are 3 ways of initiating a conversation. But maybe you have a different way of initiating a conversation with someone new. If you have something new, if you have any other idea other than the ones that we have shared, you can post your answer in the YouTube comment below. Yeah, so pause this recording, pause this video first, and then type in your answer in the YouTube comment. Okay, so that's the review question for this week, for last week's material. Now we come up to the material for this week. This week, the objectives are 2. The first one is we expect you, students, will be able to identify some academic life related rules. So yeah, something that is related to you because you are now in higher education, then you need to follow rules. I think as in academic life, you also need to follow some rules, and life in general, I reckon. Yeah. And then for the second one, the objective is for students to be able to identify grammar of imperatives for making rules. Okay, so these are 2 objectives for this week's material. Okay, yeah, academic life, it's very interesting because you already have you have passed I think 6 plus 3 plus 3, yeah, 12 years of official academic life, I reckon, starting from elementary until the high school, and now you are in the higher education, and I think it's going to be a bit different from what you have what you had in the past 12 years. Yeah, so for this one, I think for this one, I'm going to ask you some quick question. What are some of the activities for academic? Like, for example, maybe join a club or study after the class and something like that. And if you have any activities that you join, or maybe in the higher education in Dell, if you have any academic activities that you join other than just studying, okay, you can also mention that. Okay, and generally academic life is divided into 3 main parts. I would say study life, dormitory life, and extracurricular life. So I put here asterisk because basically you are not, this is only applicable for Dell students, yeah, because our campus applies the rules of in-house students, so you're living in campus, therefore we have dormitory life as well. Okay, so pretty much study life is study and doing homework, assignment, joining study clubs, I reckon. So those are some of study life. If you have any other study life activities, you can also add in here in the lists. Okay, And then same thing with dormitory life, room tidying, cleaning schedule, other responsibility, like for example, some of you may become the, what do you call that, yeah, monitoring for the other friends, something like that. So yeah, that can become a part of dormitory life as well. And then for extracurricular life, there are plenty of clubs, communities that you can join in. In Dell, we have plenty of communities, and you can always join one of them. Yeah, and it's also good for your CV if you join one or two campus organization. That is also it's good for your CV because the recruiter will think that you are someone with ability of organizing, I reckon, and that's, or also leadership, and that's also a good point when you are in the future, when you want to be hired for working. Now, what is actually the meaning of rules? Rules are a set of instruction which tells us the way things are to be done. Yeah, so it's like, for example, in Dell, you need to cut your hair in a way, in a certain shape, for example, yeah, in a certain model. Or let's say, for example, if you are a citizen, then you need to pay tax. Then that's the rule, yeah. So that's how things are to be done in a country. That's how things to be done in a city. That's how things to be done in a campus. Okay. So probably some of you may think, what is actually the importance of this rule is not relevant, or maybe it's not urgent to do this. But yeah, when you choose to be in a part of an organization, or let's say when you're being in a place, then you need to follow the rule that is applicable in that place. Like for example, in Dell, if it asks you to do this, then you need to follow that rule. Okay, so that's I think that's just the way it works. Yeah. Okay, now how do we formulate rules? So in formulating rules in English, you can have two ways. Actually, I put here only one way, by using imperative. So there is positive imperative and also negative imperative. So how do you put positive imperatives? So putting in positive imperatives is very easy. So you just need to put the verb 1 over here, and then followed with the object, and then with the complements, complements of the sentence. Okay, and same thing for the negative imperative. You use don't or never, and then plus the verb 1, of course, and then after that the object, and then the complement. So the example over here, if you can see, for positive imperative is clean your room twice a week, or for negative, don't bring your phone to the class. So it may sound like it is actually an order, yeah, or like a command, yeah, but rules itself is actually a command to yourself or people. So yeah, you can actually use imperatives for designing rules. Okay. So in ways of formulating rules from a text, you need to read the full text first, and then after that kind of sum up what is meant in the text for rules. Okay, so let's have a look at this reading over here. In a company, the employees need to follow the rule that they need to come to the office based on the time required by the company. Besides, they need to wear the uniform that the company gives to them based on the schedule. So so from what we learn, from what we read, we can see that there are actually two rules from this text. So it says about come to the office based on the time, and wear the uniform that the company gives to you based on the schedule. So from this text, we can actually underline the words containing the rules, and then after that formulate the rules into imperative. So you identify, at this time you are identifying which one is the rule, which ones are the rule in the text. and then after that you formulate the rules into imperatives. Okay, so as you can see over here, it says they need to come to the office based on the time required by the company. They need to wear the uniform that the company gives to them based on the schedule. So there are two rules from this text. So if you want to put it in the imperative, come to the office on time, wear the required uniform on schedule basis. So if you see over here, this one, come, is actually the verb, and then you go to the object, and then after that the complement. Same thing like this one, wear, what do you wear? The required uniform when on schedule basis. So that's how you formulate a rule. Okay, and if you see over here, the example of imperative sentence from this text is actually a positive imperative. Okay, so let's have a look over here, everyone. So I have a text over here about study life. So I want, for this reading, what I want you to do, and I always ask my students to do this in the class. I want you to pause this recording, and then after that grab your phone or your laptop and then record yourself reading this text. Okay, so you read this text, and then after that you record it, and then you listen again to your own voice when you're doing the recording. Okay, as this activity helps you not only to understand the text better, but also to practice your pronunciation and your reading as well. Yeah, so when you read it and record it, you actually practice too. So you practice the reading, understanding the reading text, and also practicing the pronunciation, the English pronunciation. And then the third one, you can also practice identifying words that you don't know how to pronounce. Okay, so let's say you miss some words, for example, unforeseen, this word over here. You try to pronounce it in a different way, and then like later in the second one, you're going to look at the word, and then after that, oh, so this is the meaning and this is how I pronounce it. And then you repeat the reading again, and that way you will be aware of this word in the future. Oh, okay, so this is the meaning, this is how I pronounce this word. Okay, so pause this recording, everyone. Record this your voice reading this text, and then after that listen again. If you have words you don't understand, find in the dictionary, or if you still cannot find it or you're confused, you can ask me in the class. Okay, so that's for the practice in the reading. So after you finish reading, what I want you to do is to formulate the rules in the dormitory using the imperative sentences. Okay, so this one as well. So please do for both of the readings. Okay, so for the study life and also the dormitory life, and for this one as well. Yeah. Okay, so if you have finished with that, then this is actually one individual practice that you can do by yourself. So after you finish with formulating the rules for study life, dormitory life, and also extracurricular life, I want you to think of, as a student of higher education, anak kampus, what do you think rules that you actually need to follow? And this rule means it's for yourself. Okay, in order to succeed the higher education, so you can finish on time, finish the study on time, 3 years, what do you need to do? Okay, I want you to make rules for self-study for yourself. So it's not higher education student, yeah, it's actually for yourself because you are the higher education students. Okay, so make the 10 rules, and for these 10 rules, I want you to divide 5 with the positive imperative, and then the other 5 using the negative imperative. And also please make sure that you also check with the grammar. Okay, because we need, if you are using positive imperative, then use verb first in the beginning of the sentence. If you are using negative, then you use don't or never plus the verb. Okay, so that's two different way of using imperative in positive and negative. So list down this, and then later I'm going to ask you to share your answer in our practicum session. Okay. Yeah, for our practicum, there will be more grammar practice with text related to academic life. Yeah, and the slide for this is the slides for the practicum is available in the practicum section in our campus information system. Yeah, so for the unit checklist later, you may want to check this whether you are progressing, that you know how to formulate rules related to academic life, and you understand imperative, and also able to design rules for self-study. And next video, we are going to talk about home industry company, and we are going to talk about the grammar related to this topic. Okay. And here are the references for this week's material, and that would bring me to the end of my video for this week and for this theory session. So thank you very much everyone for watching this video. I hope to see you in the practicum session. And again, if you have questions related to our materials today, you are most welcome to ask me in the class or in our WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you very much everyone. I'll see you in the practicum session. Goodbye.